Welcome back to the Plains Biome builds. Right here behind me we have the Longhouse, the centerpiece of all of the builds. In the last episode we did the interior of the Longhouse. If you want to check that out, check it out. In the backyard we have a 3-tiered crop farm and also a tiered lox farm. And then up here in the front yard we have a boathouse that fits long ships. Now I still have a couple more projects I want to get done here in the plains. In fact, I have like 4 or 5 more awesome projects. Over here is going to be one of them. We're going to do a massive port build and have like docks everywhere and some buildings. It's going to be sweet. But today what we're going to be doing is something a little bit different than that. It's actually a portal house build. In the last episode I moved into the inside of the longhouse and I brought everything in with me, including my portal, which I didn't have a spot for yet, so it looks absolutely out of place. So we got to fix that. Today we're going to be building a portal house to fix that and to also just get this place really set up for people to come by and visit. So let me take you guys over to where the plot is. You can see the road runs right along this way and I've just extended it with a little dirt path over to where the portal house is going to be. Now before I go over there, you might recall I built one in the past. You might not have seen it. It was much smaller than what I want to do today. It was much less detailed. We're going to be doing the same type of idea though, and that is going to be, I'll show you a clip of the old one. The idea is circles. Since a portal is a circle, I want the building to feel like a portal itself. So the entrance, you walk through a circle inside. The foundation is a circle. That means the walls are circular, which means the roof is a circle. So everything is going to make you feel like you're in a portal themed area. Let me take you guys over here so you can see what we're working with. Obviously, you know, there's nothing here yet. This is going to be the central point right here in the whole build. And you might be thinking, you know, why am I building the portal house so far from the front entrance? Well, let me show you. I actually brought us into a little backup of the server here so I could show you guys something really important. I like to add little tips and tricks in, and you know, this one might not apply to you, but let me explain this. I like to create things with the idea that I'm creating a picture. And so if I were to, let's say for example, build my portal house maybe 20 meters closer to the house just to reduce the amount of steps I walk every time I use it, then if I take my picture later on, you could see the portal house would be completely hidden by the boathouse. But right now, it will actually, you can see it on the left side of the screen, it will be included in the future picture if I just back it up a little bit from everything. So yeah, that is that. I'm gonna get to work. I've come up with a new method to show you guys a little bit more of my building process. I hope you guys like it. welcome back to the build. How was the time lapse? Did it work out good? I hope it did, because we're about to do it again in a minute. But let me explain a few things to you guys before I get back to building. First of all, I want to talk to you guys about this circular entrance. I think it came out really nice. It's pretty much the same one that I did before in the community center on my old portal house build. My favorite part of this is that I have some of these 26-degree angle and 45-degree angle beams sticking outwards just to create a little bit of a 3D element as you enter. You can see I've got some roof panels up here. This is just what I'm going to be doing to cover up this bit of roof. It's really tricky covering this up. It's obviously different than all of the rest of the roof, and it might look a little bit out of place right now, but I promise it'll look much better once the whole roof is on. So next, I wanted to talk to you guys about these poles. We've got iron poles that are covered up by dark wood poles. These are going to be supporting the entire roof. It's going to be super sweet. And then also we've got the stone floor. This is a pretty interesting stone floor. You can see we've got a 16-sided circle here. Well, not a circle. I mean, a 16-sided shape here, I guess. And off of the kind of north, south, east, west sides, I just took 2 stone floors and brought them into the center. And then you end up with one little open space. And I just kind of free placed one here. You just have to raise and lower the ground to the right level here to make this work. And then you can see I just filled in the rest of the holes with little 1x1 stone blocks. So yeah, stone floor looks good. Really liking the circular entrance. Next, I've got to work on the roof. And that's a bit tricky. I want to explain a few things, but I'm going to keep it real short. First of all, I wanted to talk to you guys about this trim that goes all the way around. I'll show you guys an overhead view of it so you can see it a little bit better. This trim is really nice for circular builds. You can use it for regular builds as well, but for circular builds especially, it creates this effect where your roof actually goes out further than the build below it, which creates a realistic type of look, and it also just overall looks really good. So I highly recommend trying this out. If you're trying to get into making circular roofs and you've never messed with any circular builds in Valheim, you should start out with an octagon. When you work with an octagon in Valheim, you can see I've just got two pieces next to each other, and then I turn twice, 2 pieces next to each other, turn twice. Over here, it's the same thing, 2 pieces next to each other, but I just turn once, and I go all the way around and I get 16 sides. So when you work with an octagon shape, what makes it so easy is that off that trim, I've got my angled pieces coming in, and they come right into the center, and they're on those diagonal points of the roof. And what this does is it actually covers up where the roof panels overlap. So this can make your roof look really nice because you can never see any of the faults in the roof. It's a little tricky once you get to the top, but I promise you, you can do it. And you know, it just makes the roof also look a little better because you have this nice trimming going up the roof. But you know, there's also what I'm doing over here. And what this is I'm kind of sacrificing a little bit of a nice design to go with a more circular build, because here, you know, you lose part of the circle because you are an octagon, but over here you seem a lot more like a circle, but you can't use these diagonal pieces anymore. You can see if I try to use a diagonal piece, it won't aim to the center. It's going to aim right around the center. So that's where this roof is going to get a little trickier, and that's why I recommend starting off with an octagon if you're getting used to building with circles in Valheim. But you'll see in a little bit, I've come up with some tricks for this one, mainly by raising the center of the roof where they would overlap the most. A good example of this, without spoiling the end of the build for you guys, would be to just look at my old portal house build. If you look at the top of the build at the roof, you can see I have 4 wooden poles there that form a square. This makes it to where now I'm roofing a square shape at the top instead of roofing a circular roof that comes to a peak and has a bunch of ugly overlapping roof panels. I'll see you guys in a little bit. I'm going to get back to work. We're going to go back into time-lapse mode. Hopefully that looks good. And yeah, I'll see you in a little bit. All right, check it out. The portal house is done. Now, I've made a lot of changes to the interior since you guys saw it in the time lapse, so that'll be cool. You guys will get to see that for the first time. I actually added something really unique and really cool into the center. I hope you guys like it. I think you guys will. But before we go to the interior, I want to talk about the roof. I'll show you guys a nice clip where you can see it really well. You can see that on the bottom of the roof, I chose to go with 26-degree angle roof pieces, and I did 2 of them, and then I angled it up a little heavier with the 45-degree angle roof pieces. Once again, there were 2 of them. Above that, you have the first break in the roof, and that is where we meet up with the iron poles. They support the roof from here on out. There's some nice dark wood arches into the next roof peak, which is 45-degree angle corners and 45-degree angle roof pieces, and then another break in the roof, and then the very top. And the very top is all 45-degree angle pieces. So, you know, pretty simple roof overall, but it's quite a large roof, so it does take a little bit of time to get it all correct. Now I'll take you guys to the interior and show you what I did. Wait a second. Why did I do this? I don't even have any wood. It's okay. I got this. I got this. I got this. Okay. All right. Let me take you guys inside. So check this out. We've got our iron gates. You can see I chose to go with iron all the way around, and that's because I don't have a wall around this place yet. No moat or wall or anything around the whole compound. So at the moment, I needed to add some extra protection. And honestly, I really like the look of it anyway, so I'll probably leave it. Now here is my special center piece. It says, in case of emergency, you may partake of the mead, which is a little bit of an inside joke here on the server, but it's really just, you know, a funny way to say that, you know, you can take the mead. And I think, you know, the idea here is cool. Maybe it's not the best, but I think it's cool. Basically, if you're having a fight, you can come back through a portal, take the emergency mead, go back, win your fight, and then later on you can replenish this for everybody else. I just thought it was kind of an interesting idea and also a funny little joke with the signs. You can see that I did a little bit of a modification on the roofs. I took the 4 corners and I ran a supporting pole up through these dark wood dividers, and I met them up here in the center. I thought that was really cool, just a nice structural thing. And then more structural type of additions, I just put these right here and right here, just to really like get kind of a tough look up above and make it seem like it's all being supported by some fancy ways or something like that. You can see we got the dark wood dividers and the dark wood curved pieces. We've got our healing mead in the middle, and we've got a bunch of portals going around. I've only connected up 1 of them at the moment. All the rest are lit and ready to go. Well, except for this poor little guy here, but we'll fix that in the future. And yeah, the portal house is ready to go. I hope you guys love this build. I absolutely love it. It is a massive, massive, massive upgrade on the old portal house build that I did in the community center. So thank you guys for watching. Stick around for like 10 more seconds if you want to see some cinematic shots of today's build. Of course, as always, have a good one.